You're going to learn how to play Hanon exercise number 2. The first important thing to remember is this is not a finger strengthening exercise because your fingers don't actually have muscles in them. The muscles that operate your fingers are back here in the palm. Otherwise, if your fingers had muscles in them, then concert pianists would have these big bulky fingers the way that bodybuilders do. So important to not think of this as like a finger strengthening exercise like doing pull-ups or push-ups, otherwise you're going to hurt yourself. Second, you want to think of this as more of a coordination exercise where we're not trying to strengthen our fingers, but rather work in the coordination of the wrist and arm so that it's aligning with the finger that's playing. And then third, as a general principle, whichever hand you're playing, when you're playing in the pinky's direction, you're going to do a sort of downward circle with your wrist, and then when you're playing in the thumb's direction, you're going to do an upward circle. All while making sure as much as possible your forearm is making a line with whichever finger's playing. So if you follow that set of rules, Hanon 2 looks something like this. I'll do a downward circle with my wrist. Again, bringing my arm to whichever finger's playing. Upward circle, downward, upward. I'm still leading with my fingers, but my wrist and arm are supporting the fingers here. And then when we go the opposite direction, we'll be flipping those motions. So going in the thumb's direction now, we'll do upward circle, downward, upward, downward, upward, downward, and so on. Again, always watching that your arm is making that line with whichever finger's playing. Now let's check out the left hand. So since we're starting with playing in the thumb's direction, we're going to do an upward circle, downward, upward, downward. And again, notice that I'm bringing my wrist, arm, and really my whole hand to support whichever finger is playing at any given moment. Again, flipping that when we come on the way down. So downward circle, upward, downward, upward, downward, upward. And then of course when we put the hands together, we have to remember that the hands are going to do basically the opposite motions. So at the beginning, my left hand will go up and my right hand goes down to start this sort of rotation. Then of course the same thing coming down. So left hand will start downward, right hand will start upward. Be sure to subscribe for more piano technique tips.